Welcome back, everybody. In today's episode, I am taking a solid white oak dining set that has 6 chairs and bringing it back to beautiful. The last time this piece was refinished was in the 70s, and since then there have been hundreds of meals and memories that have been shared around this table. Overall, the piece is in really good condition and remains fully intact, with the exception of one leaf extension that will require some repair. The majority of my time will be spent removing the old finish and preparing this piece for new stain. So join me as I work on restoring a very well-loved table that has seen generations of family and friends come together to share meals, share laughs, and share memories. Let's get started. My name is Katarina, and I live in a small town in beautiful northern Alberta. I restore and refinish furniture, both for myself and for clients. Welcome to my shop. When I begin working on chairs, I like to take everything apart and remove the seat tops in preparation for cleaning and sanding. I tend to do this with chairs a lot because there are so many different kinds of chairs out there. Some have spindles, some have straight legs, some are a combination like these chairs here, and it actually is just easier when I break a chair down to sand it all as separate parts rather than as one single entity, and then this allows me to do any repairs at the same time and then put everything back together properly and securely. The next step in preparing a piece is to make sure I clean it thoroughly, and this is important so I don't push any of the dirt and grime back into the grain before I sand. So the entire table, inside and out, gets a thorough clean using TSP and water to rinse. Once clean, I started by sanding the underside of the table, gently softening the sharp edges and removing all of the old top coats to prepare for new stain and new top coats. I'm also using my carbide scraper to help me remove the old top coats that are sitting underneath the lip of the table. If you are new to furniture refinishing, I highly recommend purchasing some Butta carbide scrapers. There's nothing to be afraid of. Once you get the hang of it, you will never ever go back. And a lot of times you will end up choosing a scraper over stripping and or sanding to start a project. Using my surf prep sander is great for these areas as the small profile allows me to get right up to the table seams without causing any damage. With the table flipped over, I went ahead and sanded it down with an 80, 120, and 150 grit sandpaper to prep it for stain. I used an Orbital sander for the tabletop and my surf prep sander to smooth out the edges. I then used my fine detailing tools to help me dig away at the spots my sanders weren't able to reach, helping to remove the old stain and top coats that were embedded in the grain, and I did this in several spots around the table. Next up, it was time to repair one of the extensions. There are 5 of them in total, and this one, the wood split on either end, and so to repair it, I glued the boards back together and then clamped them overnight. With glue, make sure to read the dry time and cure time before removing the clamps. Each of those will be different, and you need to make sure that your piece is secured before you proceed on to next steps. I'm using painter's tape for 2 reasons. 1, it allows me to track the crack, and 2, it makes cleaning up the glue that much faster and that much easier. I need the glue to work its way fully into the crack So I separate it using my blunt-edged scraping tool just to open it slightly so that I can maneuver the glue further into the crack. I complete this repair on the other side of this same board as well by gluing and clamping. I also make sure to flip the repair over and glue the underside of the repair as well, just in case, so that way I am ensuring that the entire crack has been filled from the top and the bottom. Hi, boo-boo. Came down to visit me. Hi! He's my girl.
Hey, it's Ida.
Once the glue was fully cured, I sanded everything back with an 80, 100, 120, and then finally a 150 grit sandpaper to prep it for stain. I then used my surf prep with a foam sanding pad to work on the curves of the bottom of the table legs to prepare them for stain as well. The stain color I'm using is Special Walnut. The client wanted something similar to the previous stain, but with a warmer tone than the orange that it had before. Special Walnut is a beautiful brown toned stain, perfect for what my client was looking for. I love working with oak, specifically white oak. It's such a beautiful wood. You don't even need to use a pre-stain with oak because it takes the stain so easily, and it absorbed so beautifully here with this table. Once the table and chairs were complete, I went ahead and used Big Mama's Butter by Dixie Belle on the slides and underside of the table to nourish the wood and keep it from sticking. I do apologize, I don't have any footage of me refinishing the chairs. I didn't actually realize I never took any footage until putting this video together. So I promise the next time as I do a chair set, I will include that part in my video. While I let Big Mama's Butta soak into the wood, I began wrapping the final product for transport. Having just spent hours upon hours working on the pieces, I want them to travel back home as safely as possible. So this is a really super important part of the job. And I'll often recruit my very loving hubby to help me with this task and the task of loading, unloading the various projects that do come into this shop. Sometimes this part of the project can be the most exhausting part of the project. In the end, the dining set and chairs came out exactly how I'd hoped and exceeded the client's expectations. Thank you all for tuning in to today's episode. Check out the stunning transformation and see you on the next project.
There's no one like you, my little girl. Your eyes so blue under those brown curls. Soon you're on your way, promise me that you know the world is yours, strike them with your glow. Go on now, be good, be fine. Live your life, dream big, don't forget to be kind. Live, it's your life.